So I've been trying to figure out how to display the information. This is a really good way to build things out. This is what decouple could look like and what I think I'll make it look like on a 1x2 display. I probably need another button like up here. Some kind of button that deploys the front coupler. Red button maybe? So when you push into this area, it'll deploy the front coupler. When you press on the decouple word, you have to hold it for a bit and then it decouples that coupler. Depending on where this bar is, it can, if you're connected, like another train would go here, or another wagon connects on like this. So if the line is there, it disconnects that way. And when you press the arrows, it moves the locomotive. So I'd have to, or it moves the position through the train. So I would have to be careful about how that is being drawn into here. It might be a better idea to put the button for deploying down here. And I don't think it interferes with anything. I'm going to try and figure out what I'm doing with that main display. So this was my first idea, where I'll have the boiler temperature, the furnace temperature, the amount of fuel, the amount of steam, and then how many swats are being generated. And I wanted to use these bars to represent the piston height, the piston position, and have them kind of go up and down. I might be able to do that, but we'll see. I want some kind of graph or something to move to show how much power is, or to show the movement of the engine. So then this was my second iteration, and one thing I've found out with this font, you actually need 2 blocks of space between all these numbers. There's 10 pistons, but likely I won't be able to do that. And I think if I... yeah, I need to... hold on. So if that was piston 1, and then at the bottom would be position -1, and at the top would be position 1. And because they're all offset, you would end up with this very nice and evenly spaced bar graph. But now that I know the numbers are not going to fit properly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's only 8 bars anyway. And then what I had for the text is fuel, internal fuel level, water, internal water level, which would be for the steam system, and then T fuel and T water, which are going to be coming from the tender, I think. But I reckon I can organize this a little bit better. So I'm going to drop this down, give myself a fresh display. I've got 2 boilers, but I don't need to know the temperature of the second boiler. I only need to know how much steam is being generated from that boiler and how much water is available for that boiler. I want to know my boiler and furnace temperature, so I think I'll keep these. And I really like the big number, but I don't know how I'll get the graph to work. I think I would like to compress this, which I'm pretty sure I can do. I just need to... instead of it being 1 text field, what you do is you create 4 text fields. So you use 4 text fields, and you pull the variable out from the finished number of each position, or you pull the digit from each position out of the total number and then insert it into each text field, basically. I think it looks a lot better compressed like that. Wonder if there's enough vertical space here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There is? What? That's so weird. I would have to go 10 across to make it accurate, but it would let me do this kind of thing. Oh, maybe I should do that. And then it would just be going up and down the whole way through here, because that frees up this space. And I need to know how much steam I've got. How much steam? Yeah, I need to know how much steam and how much water I've got for the whistle. I wonder if I can fit that into some kind of vertical system here, some kind of vertical separator. Like if I can get 3 digits, I don't know if I can. That's 1, Oh, no. No. I could make this an MFD as well, so multifunction display, and have it flip over. And I could put my decouple buttons into this section actually. If I ditch my little C, then I won't know that we're talking about Celsius or centigrade. I think it's Celsius, right? But then I would be able to move the wall across, which would let me get 3 digits through here. The spacing is that I have 2 blocks, 2 pixels between everything. So it would mean dropping that down like two more, which does look a bit weird how it, yeah. I like the fuel, and I don't need the water necessarily down there, but I like the fuel. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have loads of fuel. The water is for the steam system, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be loads of that as well. Loads of water, not much steam. I can carry, I think it was 560 liters of steam in the stored tanks, plus whatever's in the boiler. So there is potential for there to be a lot of steam. Because I'm using custom fonts, I can also turn this stuff sideways. So I know I can get 3 digits of steam. And then I can't really bring it down because it comes down to where my fuel level is. Battery. Percent? The percent is probably going to be like that. That's okay. And the Y is probably, well, that's a 4, isn't it? Fuel, battery. I think because the percent comes out so far, that will mean that will carry on. Ending up with all these weird little pockets. Oh, doing it that way works really well. If I move the custom font, then I can get my 10 piston positions in a really nice graph. I think this is where I want to put the button to toggle my front coupler. What else do I need to know? I would like to know things like my condenser temperature. I know my boiler temperature, I know my furnace temperature, I know my fuel level, I know my battery. Everything else you kind of see when you inspect the engine.
1 hour later.
So the reason I do it like this now, rather than using paint or even Mr. Lennon's drawing canvas, is really helpful. But I find once you've got a template like this, it's pretty easy to take your display and just attach it directly to the thing. This is the one I did for the carrier cat, so all the logic is over here. I haven't figured out how to do this yet. So you just take all this, put it up here. Okay, we're going to do some lure. We've got boiler and furnace. The reason I copied it is because generally it's set up in the correct place or the correct way. So in the onDraw function, I'm setting the width and the height because I used a fair bit for determining the size. Like in here it's screen.draw rectangle F, so that's a fill. That's the background color, and it's just setting it to be the width and the height, the full width. It's a full screen square of this background color. Then we're setting the color to my information color, which in this case is white, I think. And then DST is the custom font, like screen draw text. And it's going to draw it at 2, and then 4. Why at 4? So what this will say instead will be boiler. 1 is the font size, and then this number here, I need a variable for this, which will be, let's say BT. So up here in on tick, I'm going to grab BT, boiler temp, and then write a comment at the end here. Was it furnace or boiler first? This is why I like this, because you're just already in the same area. Boiler, then furnace. I wonder if it should be the other way, because the furnace is going to be hotter. So anyway, BT is boiler temperature, FT is furnace temperature. Okay, so what's going on here, this is writing the text boiler, and then this next one is a whole nother text box that's outputting the value of BT, which is the boiler temperature. This number 4 here is the Y value, so you know that they're both like in alignment with each other. 2x is where it's starting to write boiler, and 40x is where it's starting to write the boiler temperature. Then screen.draw line. Oh, this is the C after the end of this, so the positioning is going to be way off because the word boiler is not the same length as furnace temp or R reactor or whatever it was. What I need to do is figure out where that number is. So I need to know where this is, the semicolon, and where the number starts. So easy way to do that. We can just measure where this will be. And then use the measurement down in the bottom right here, which is 27. So we were at 27 for the semicolon and then 30 for the number. And then, oh, I need to write this down. So BT is the value number, which I've got for 30 at the moment. And then the line for the C is 42. Oh, yeah, 42. This first value is X, second value is Y. So it should be just changing, I think in this case it's quite lucky, it's just changing the 5 to a 4. Then there's this semicolon, which is actually down here because it's got an accent color, so it's in a different place. This thing here is the real big number. So I'm actually going to be getting another divider through here, which I will put a comment in for that because that is down here on another color, which is actually just my information color plus an alpha variable or plus an alpha number. So it's 40 out of 255, makes it a little bit lighter. Yeah, so this one starts at 4. I need to start at 2 or 3. 17. This is what it maybe looks like. I think I need infinite electricity. Oh, there we go, off to a good start. We've got a boiler, the 2 dots, and then a number, but you can see it's quite far down. And I only have 1 pixel spacing here after boiler because I imagine that these semicolons are part of the word and then the number is the thing that changes. So I need to go up 2 and then bring the number and the semicolons across. Boiler up 2, bring the BT across the 29, bring the C across 41, 43, 41, 43, and then bring this thing across to 26 and up to 2. Yeah, that's right, isn't it? Oh, the C is now at the bottom for some reason. The C needs to go up 2. The C is these 3 lines are the X. 2, 2, 4, 4, 4, 4, 2. So I'll just copy all this because the next one that appears will be furnace. And it is this Y plus 5 plus 2. So it should be 9, I think. It should be 9. All these 2's basically just change to 9, or there's a 4 here, so it'll be 11. Furnace, instead of BT, it was FT. And then there was another one of these, semicolons, which instead of 2 will be 9, and we need to figure out the correct positioning. I need to move it all across, right? Because it looks like the R, FURNACE, 1, 2, 3. I think I need to move it across 4. Where's that 8 coming from? I think that might be the C. Very good. The line now needs to go up 1 pixel, I believe. Oh, wait a minute. How many pixels have I got on the top? Yeah, 2. This thing here, GO, is the generator output, which needs to come down to here. Oh no, this will be fun. Okay, let's find out where it starts though. 20 down. Okay, generator output 20. I actually need 4 of this, and then I need a function, so I need 4 of these. I need GOD1, GOD2, GOD3, GOD4. So this is generator output digit 1, generator output digit 2, generator output digit 3, and they're all just going to be spaced out ever so slightly. And then what I need to do up here is take this, and if I was smart, I would loop over it, but I'm not. So we're going to do it this way. So here I'm formatting the number, but I need to grab the position of the number first. Okay, here are the 4 functions you need to pull out 1s, 10s, 100, and 1000 positions off a number. Basically, generator output God1 is going to be this number here, 1, position 1, no, which is position of the thousands. I need it to be floor, input get number 3, divided by 1000, percent or modulo 10, then string format. I don't need to format this because I'm taking the number and I'm removing everything except this one number. So I should be able to get rid of all of this front stuff, which means 1 bracket, 2 bracket, 1 bracket, 2 bracket. Should be like that. Okay, I think that works. So then what I need to do is position these accordingly. So that would be correct for the first number. Then the second number will be, I think it's 6 pixels across plus 1. Maybe it's plus 7. So 9 plus 7 will be 16, and 16 plus 7 will be 23. Then these 2 lines are, I think, are the vertical bars I had beside it. I think I get rid of those. Uh-oh. Floor is not good. Math.floor. Oh, I need a math dot. Oh no. That's not happy. It's trying to draw something that's not a string, which is unhappy about. So even though I've math.floored it, it needs to be a string. So I need to go to string. That. Please. It'll work. It worked. And then the fuel is just in the wrong place. And I think it needs to go up 1 pixel as well. Also, what's happening with that C there? Not a happy chappy. The second C, it's this one. It's too long. It should only be 2, which means these 8s should become 7s. I'll try and get this color. I want to theme everything, so how do I do this? The trick with RGBs on displays is that they're not the right values. You've got to think of it more as your additive color, so a paintable indicator will be the way to do it actually. Let's say that's the background color of my screen. If you use black as your base color, that's the color the display is going to output it as. So what you really want is a darker color, and then we end up more, in the realm of what I'm looking for. Yeah, I want a yellow color. That's really close, eh? 50? Yes. It's still a little off, but... Okay, so my actual RGB values are 255, 80, and 50. And so I can change these in my accent color. Oh, it doesn't look anything like it. Oh, I need another one. Yeah, that's what it is. I don't like how this font looks by default. It is a real pain to edit it because you have to go and edit weird hexadecimal values. But I will get the font converted, and then I just need to put some like a bar graph through here, and then I've got some space down the bottom. So the best thing about this, I can just save this real quick. I'm going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to copy my microcontroller, then load in the miner because we're doing some hijacking along the way here. The miner has a partially converted font, and then we can bring this and chuck it into the row here. This controller will have to get a lot bigger because I need to change all these number inputs, but I can at least output the video to the display. Better grab a list. What have we got? Boiler temp is channel 1, furnace temp is channel 2, gen output is channel 3, fuel is channel 4, and battery is channel 5. It's okay that all 4 of these are reading off channel 3 because what they're doing is they're all looking at channel 3, but the variables they're outputting to are all slightly different numbers from channel 3. So in here, left reactor temp, we will change to boiler temperature. Then this should be furnace temperature. Then we should have generator output, fuel, and then another one. Should be battery. I need to swap those. Grab another one of these. Generator. Oh, fuel. My fuel tank is this massive one down here. And I think this might be a spawner. It's not. Liquid level. Furnace temperature. Battery. Boiler temp. And I only care about the front boiler temp. I actually don't care about it. It's stable. The way I've done my system is not going to let it explode or anything. Nice. So we can see it's 29 ambient. We've got 48,000 liters of fuel on board. Oh wait, 4,800. Okay, so I can bring the fuel level down. It's only going to be 4 digits and not 5. And the battery is at 100%. Let's get everything turned on, see what happens. Oh, we're draining battery. As long as it doesn't get too low before the system actually turns on, which very helpfully, we can see the boiler temp is very close. Once this gets to 100, we're pretty much good to go. And the furnace temp jumped to 133 and then is stable, which is perfect. And you can see my fuel usage is minimal. Diesel furnaces are so good. And it only lets in, I think it's 2 or 3 liters at a time. And this turned out really well. Doing that 1 pixel spacing, I think looks so much better than 2 pixel spacing. And it's pretty stable as well. It'll get up to 2400 and it'll just sit there. But we could go now, realistically. I think it was 2400. It was 2000 and something. And the battery percentage is now going up because the system's spun up. So we should get back up to 100%. So yeah, I think a little bar graph across here goes up and down, shows you where each piston is. Because there's 10 pistons and there's enough space for 10 of those. Currently sitting at 145. Target is 145. It'll go 200, but I don't know if it likes to do it right here, so maybe need to give it some space to speed up. So now that I'm on a bit more of a straighter track, My speed is 205 and my target is 209. Oh, now it's 208. So yeah, it's just depending on how janky the track is, I can reach the speed, and it seems to be whenever I'm out over the water, it becomes a lot more stable. So let's say I'm doing about 220 kilometers right now. This bit of track up here is super jank, but if I'm going fast enough when I get to it, it'll actually just slow me down and push me through it, or I'll struggle through it basically. If I'm going too slow, I'll get stuck, so I've got to go at it with speed. I'm through, and my speed is now 100, so it costs a lot of speed, but I don't get stuck. Thanks for watching, I'll see you later.